To all, today we will learn about Hopkinson's test. So it is also called a back-to-back test or regenerative test, which is conducted on shunt machines to find the efficiency of DC shunt machines. So before conducting any experiment, we already know we will take the nameplate details of the machine. So here two shunt machines are coupled here. You can see each machine have its own ratings, and the same thing is printed on a sheet here. So motor ratings as well as the generator ratings you can see. You please note that. So advantage of those readings is to fix the meters. Armature, if you keep the line ammeter, field ammeter, armature ammeter, so these ratings can be fixed. And here generator side ammeter and armature current, to measure armature current, to measure field current, we have two ammeters. We fixed all the meters, and also we need to have there is an voltmeter, so which is measures the difference voltage between the motor and the generator. We have to fix those things. So why we have fixed, how we have fixed these readings? Because by going through the circuit diagram. You please go through the circuit diagram and please understand what is there in the circuit diagram. So we have a line voltmeter, line ammeter, field ammeter, and here the voltmeter which measures the difference voltage between the generator and the motor, and there is a generator armature ammeter, and there is an ammeter in field. So with these ammeters, as per this circuit diagram, we have connected the entire circuit. So now what is our object? How to perform this experiment? So we will perform this experiment by closing DPST switch, close DPST switch, close MCB. So before start of this motor, you know that generator field must be in maximum resistance position, and motor field should be in minimum resistance position, that is armature or rheostat, and the armature rheostat must be in maximum resistance position. With that we can run motor safely. That's the reason we keep like that. Then slowly move the 3-point starter handle from maximum to minimum resistance position. Then holding coil or no voltage coil as hold that 3-point starter handle. You can see this, the motor is getting rotated. Now you have to, since the motor and generator got coupled, so you will get the same speed to the generator. Now you are able to see only 258 rpm. Then you have to bring that to the rated rpm by varying the armature rheostat, which is kept in a maximum resistance. Slowly and gradually we have to vary that. Then you can observe the noise come from the shunt machines. You can see goes on increase. Now we will measure the speed. 1280. We have to further increase to 1500. Yes. Wait a moment. Now it is 1470. We have to further increase 30 rpm. Increase it. Stop. It's a 200 rpm we got. So now what is our object is to, no sir, we have to vary. It is approximately 1500 rpm. So 1502, it is not a big change. Now we have to build up the generator voltage, so that you can see here there is a difference voltmeter we connected across a switch. This we have a single pole, single throw switch we have. So that's switch we will have. Across that we connected a voltmeter. Then there is a voltage difference between the motor and generator circuit is 50 volts approximately, and by build upping a voltage we will make it is 0. Then we will close the switch and record all the meter readings. Let us build up the voltage by increasing excitation. So we are increasing the excitation now. You can look at the excitation is getting increased. Corresponding to that, you can observe that there is a voltage decrease, difference voltage getting decreased. Increase it, sir. Increase it, increase, further, little, stop, or you can increase a little, no problem. Now, no. Yes, so this is about 0 voltmeter difference, that is difference between the generator voltage and the motor voltage is equal now. So absolutely 220 is generated, that's why it is becoming 0. Now we have to close this switch. Then we have to record all field current and armature current readings in motor circuit as well in a generator circuit. Let us see the armature current in case of generator circuit is, since we are connected in a uniform scale, it is about 0.35, approximately 0.35. That is the armature current. Then what about a field current? If you measure a field current here, it is 0.4. That is the current in the field circuit of the generator. Then you can see armature current in case of motor circuit is 2.3. 2.3 is the current. Then a field current in the motor circuit is 0.57, and we can know the total current in case of that is 2.5 into 2, because it is connected for a 20 ampere shunt. Now record all the readings in observations. See here, we are measuring what is the input voltage we are given through a multimeter. Actually the applied voltage is 220, so we will see that where is the error. So we applied 220 volts DC, then we performing this entire operation. Now record the things. So applied voltage is 220, and field of the motor we got 0.57. Field of the armature, line current we have got, it is about 5 amperes, and also we got 2.3 amperes is the armature current of the motor, that is 2.3 amperes. Then if we add these two, you have to get the line current, total line current. And then what about generator current, generator armature current? You got it is 0.6. I'm sorry, exactly. It's about a 0.6. And a field current is about 0.4, as we have seen before. So 0.4. and a difference voltage anyway we got it is a 0. So this way we have to record all the values. Then we have to stop the motor after recording all the readings. They can simply open this switch and then bring to the minimum. Then you can reduce the speed. Open DPST, or you can switch off MCB. So we will open DPST, then switch off MCB. This way we are going to perform calculation part. We will see in the classroom. Thank you for joining to the Hopkinson's test. So you understood, I think, how to perform the Hopkinson's test. Thank you for joining.